Today, we're going to dive into one of the most comforting and powerful passages in the entire Bible, Psalm 121. It's a short one, but man, it is absolutely packed with these incredible promises about God's constant, vigilant protection over your life. So let me ask you something right off the bat. When trouble comes knocking, when life goes sideways, where do you look for help? It's a huge question, right? And it's actually the very question that kicks off our whole journey into this amazing psalm. To really get what's going on here, you kind of have to put yourself in their shoes. See, this is called a song of ascents. What that means is it was probably sung by ancient pilgrims on a long and often really dangerous journey up to Jerusalem. The roads weren't safe, and those hills all around them, they could be hiding robbers, wild animals, anything. Now, here is the key to the whole thing. Most people read this first verse as a statement of faith, but it's not. It's actually an anxious question. The traveler is looking up at those very same hills, the source of danger, and is basically crying out, okay, where on earth is my help going to come from? It's a moment of raw vulnerability. You know, those ancient hills, they still exist for us today. They just look a little different. Our hills might be our career, our bank account, maybe just trying to muscle through things with our own strength, or even hoping someone influential can help us out. The psalmist is asking a question we all have to ask ourselves. Are we looking for help in the right place? So after that pretty heavy question, the good news is it doesn't just hang in the air. The psalmist immediately fires back with an answer that is powerful, definitive, and it changes everything. And bam, there it is, stated with absolute certainty. Help doesn't come from the created things. From the hills? No. Help comes from the one who created the hills. The focus just snaps from the creation to the Creator himself, the Lord. I mean, just stop and think about the staggering logic of this for a second. If God, like it says in Genesis 1:1, created the entire heavens and the earth from nothing, then is there really any problem you're facing that's too big for him? The architect of the cosmos can for sure handle the details of your life. All right, so now that we know where our help comes from, the psalmist shifts gears a little bit to describe the nature of that help. And its most amazing feature? It is always, always on. Picture that pilgrim again, walking on a rocky, treacherous path. One wrong step could be a disaster. The promise here is that God won't even let your foot slip. He is your keeper, your guardian, and unlike a human guard who gets tired and dozes off, he will not slumber. Your stability isn't based on how sure-footed you are, it's based on his constant watch. And just in case we didn't get it, the psalmist doubles down. He says, behold, which is the Bible's way of saying, hey, pay attention, this is important. The promise gets even stronger. God will neither slumber nor sleep. And this protection isn't just a solo deal, it's for all of Israel, the entire community of faith. He's on duty for all of his people. You know, for me, this is the core comfort of this whole passage. We have to rest. We get tired. We're vulnerable when we sleep. But our protector, he never rests. We can close our eyes in total peace, knowing that the guardian of our lives is always wide awake. So the psalm takes this huge cosmic promise and then just zooms right in, making it intensely personal. We're not talking about some distant, far-off God. We're talking about your personal guardian. That word, keeper, is so important. It's not a passive title. It's an active job description. A keeper is someone who actively guards, protects, and watches over you, personally. It's a role that God himself promises to fill for you. And the imagery just gets better in verses 5 and 6. He calls the Lord, thy shade upon thy right hand. In that harsh desert sun, shade isn't just a comfort, it's life itself. God is our relief from the burning heat of life's trials, the sun. And he's also our guard against the hidden fears and anxieties that creep in after dark, the moon. Okay, so we've gone from physical protection on a journey to this intensely personal care. And now the psalmist elevates the promise to its absolute peak, a spiritual preservation that is total and eternal. This is it. This is the pinnacle. The Lord will preserve you not just from some danger, but from all evil. And what's most important, he will preserve your soul. This is all about your ultimate, eternal security. And that's the ultimate takeaway, isn't it? While this life might throw hardships our way, our soul, the very essence of who we are, is safe.
It reminds me of what the Apostle Paul wrote in 2 Timothy 4:18, that the Lord would deliver him from every evil work and preserve him for his heavenly kingdom. Your eternal destiny is secure.
So understanding these incredible promises is one thing, but actually living in them, that's something else. The psalm concludes by showing us exactly how this protection applies to every single moment of our lives.
That phrase, thy going out and thy coming in, it's this beautiful Hebrew expression that just means everything you do, the whole shebang. It covers leaving for work, coming home, starting a project, finishing your day. His protection covers the routine, the mundane, the big and the small. And it starts right now, and it lasts forever.
So, how do we make this real? 3 simple steps. First, just be honest with yourself. What are your hills of worry? Your job? Your money? Your own plans? Second, literally say verse 2 out loud. My help comes from the Lord. Declare it as your answer. And finally, make it a daily habit to consciously entrust your entire day. You're going out and you're coming in to His faithful keep.
Ultimately, it all comes down to a choice. We all lift our eyes to something when trouble comes. So the question this psalm leaves us with is this: will you look to the created things around you for help, or will you fix your gaze on the one who created it all?
We really hope this deep dive into the promises of Psalm 121 has been a huge encouragement to you today. This devotional explainer was brought to you by the You Need Faith in Jesus team.